real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Renee Randall dated the defendant, and they have 2 children together. Renee claims the defendant had a lot going for him until he started selling crack and went to prison. Renee's suing her ex for unpaid child support. Defendant Quentin Cooper admits that he dropped out of college and started selling crack, but says he's not proud of the decisions he made. Quentin insists Renee agreed to give him more time to pay his child support.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, Your Honor, me and Quentin Cooper, we was high school sweethearts. Quentin had a lot going for himself. Quentin actually played with Chris Webber, so he got a full ride for
Okay. Where did you play with him?
We used to play AAU basketball.
Okay. What high school did you go?
Saginaw High.
Okay. He went to Country Day.
Yeah.
My son went to Country Day for a minute until I said, that's too much money. Go ahead.
He went off to college, and then he decided he wanted to come back to Michigan, and that's where everything went downhill. Quentin went to selling drugs, getting fast money, crack. He ended up getting locked up for that. He went to prison for it. We have my daughter. I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son. The drinking is really what's that got bad is the drinking. And after he got out of prison, he went to report to his parole officer, and he had tested positive for alcohol. So his parole officer called me and told me, you need to get him back in or I'm gonna send him back to prison. So I got him to turn himself in, and that's when he went to drug rehab. And
Was it successful?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor. Quentin got out of rehab and started back drinking. I found beer bottles behind our house, and that's what really made me decide that I wanted to end it. And then he ended up getting sued for child support from another woman, so that didn't make it no better. He just really need help.
Plaintiff Renee Randall has 2 children with the defendant, and she claims he had a lot going for him until he started selling crack and went to prison.
And he owes you child support.
Yes, sir.
Let me get to you, sir. You want to give me some background?
Well, Your Honor, like she said, we was high school sweethearts, and
Where'd you go to college?
I went down to Wiley College, Marshall, Texas.
What happened?
Just came back home.
Why?
Long story short, just came back home.
We got time.
Well, I guess I was missing my family.
When you said, I'm going back home, what was on your mind about how you were going to provide for the woman you're coming back for?
I landed a job for a minute, but,
that's what you had on your mind when you said, I'm going to leave college. I'm going to go back so I can be around my family, and I'm going to try and get a job without this college degree I was in the midst of getting. That's kind of how your thought pattern went?
Pretty much.
Okay. And you never got a job that could allow you to provide, because that's why you're being sued today for child support?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. So it was a mistake to leave college, would you
Yes, it was.
suggest?
Yeah.
All right,
A
so
big
all
mistake.
the young people who are in college, they need to do everything they can to stay in, don't
college.
they? Whether it's loans in college or whether it's grants or whatever they can do, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You need to do what you can to get in there and complete it. And if you don't think you're going to complete it, then don't get a loan. Because that's the only time you have to pay it back immediately, is if you don't complete it. But if you complete college, you get a degree and you get a job, at some point you will have enough money to pay that loan off, period. If you don't go to college and get a loan or a grant to get you through, you're not going to have enough money to support yourself or a family in this day and age. So that's why he's in child support court, y'all. That's why he's being sued for child support. He dropped out of college. All right. Did you start selling crack?
Well, like I said, I landed a job, and I worked there for a couple months, but to me, it just wasn't enough money.
Right. So you decided to sell crack.
Yes, I did.
Got caught.
I'm not proud of it, but I did
know
it.
we're just trying to learn some lessons. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm trying to do a little educating. You should do a little educating, I always say young men who come through obstacles and they survive and they serve their time and you paid your debts to society, you have another debt. And that debt is to try and keep other young people from following in your footsteps. Not just trying to hide and don't want nobody to know that you have a record. When you go for that job, they're going to know you got a record. So let these young folks know that I have a record. These are the mistakes I made, so don't you make them. So I'm not asking you whether you're proud. I'm trying to find out what happened in your life so others who are looking and who are in college will know that this is perhaps the prospect that you will face. No decent job, tempted to sell drugs, go to prison, come out, can't pay for the children you've made. It's a possible consequence, college dropouts.
Plaintiff Renee Randall has 2 children with the defendant, and she claims he had a lot going for him until he started selling crack and went to prison.
Tell me about the child support he owes.
Well, actually, he owed $2,200, and he owed back pay. And actually, if Mr. Cooper would have actually just let them know that he was working, then he probably wouldn't be behind. But like I told him, even if you send some money, that'll help you out, and it'll help me out. I've been a single mom for 9 years, and I raised our daughter by myself. And Your Honor, I just want him to own up to what he owed.
You have the arrears statement from child
Yes, sir.
support?
I do.
All right. Sir, what do you say to this?
Well, I asked Miss Randall, you know, to give me a little time because I just started working again. And she said she would, and
Okay, before that, had you been consistent? Has he been consistent?
No, sir.
All right.
That's why I told him, even the enforcer told him if he said
Were you consistent
something.
when you were working? She says you weren't.
no.
All right, what's your excuse then?
Well, Your Honor, it's not like I wasn't helping out. I mean,
No. You can't just help out a child that you have. You have to take care of a child that you have. They cost, doctor. You know, and people ask, you need to get them in a break when they come on your show. I wish I can get a break. I couldn't get a break for my kids. I had to pay for all 4 of them. I'm still paying. Yeah. I like to brag to people and remind my kids that I've paid for their college education, 4 kids. Lord knows, I wanted a break, but I couldn't get one. Still can't get one. Judgment for the plaintiff, $2,230. Sir, do you want us to help you get cleaned up with the alcohol?
I'm all right.
Doesn't sound like you do. When you're ready, come back and we can refer you somewhere. Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
I just want him to get some help. He's still a good father.
Well, I'm gonna take that into consideration, and you know, if that's what it takes, you know, I will do that.